Okay. Well, Armadillo, King Rat, Thomas Kent Kruger for the record. And this is a warning. I'll be sending a link to someone who at least contracts, I don't know if he's in direct employment, of West Oaks Rehab and Skilled Nursing Facility, which I just escaped last Friday. I'm kind of back in my old neighborhood and I feel kind of lost. But I guess I should get on with it. I'll be sending a link to this to you, Robert, because in case y'all want to come after me legally, everything I'm about to say is 100% true. I fibbed a little bit in the last video. Maybe I didn't get all 25 on the last round of testing for like a non sequitur sequence of words, 25 of them. I might have only got 20. So anyway, if West Oaks prides themselves on inclusivity and all this sort of stuff, and it's pretty ethnically diverse. Actually has a very high amount of us Jews and stuff like that, but it's a dangerous place. There are actually wealthy people there, people of means that have like their 90, 95-year-old parent, grandparent in there. And a lot of them, it's private pay. And that's one of the reasons I'm here, is that they're just corrupt. They really are. I'm going to be naming names here, so you go ahead and try to come after me. There's too many witnesses. There's too much, evidence. There's too many. I mean, I'll get to it. West Oaks Rehab is harboring and protecting two violent men right now. Jesse Ramos, and I don't know the name of the second man, but he's Hispanic, about average build and height, and younger than Jesse. And oh gosh, these people, they attack other patients. And I'll tell the story quickly. The last Jesse, actually, this is how. When I first went to West Oaks, they put me in with a guy named Harry Hirsch, who's a hoarder, and he's just looked like he hadn't had a bath in a couple of months, and just covered with, doesn't change his clothes. And after 3 days, or on the, I can't remember what, at the moment, can't remember why I had to file a complaint on them, and they moved me in with Jesse Ramos, R-A-M-O-S, down the hall, and what I call the Bridge of Sighs, the 300 hall that leads to the physical therapy room, which is pretty small for a rehab. It's and this whole place is so antiquated. They're still actually buying worn out, or they had and stored somewhere in the building, like 22 old beds. One of them, but I'll get to the point. The last time that I got traffic right. I mentioned that I was sending a copy of this to, because he's witness to it, and he didn't report it because he knows it's company policy. I don't know why they're protecting Jesse Ramos. When they moved me into the room with him, he in no time struck me on the hand, actually leaving a bruised very quickly, which has kind of surprised me and stuff. And I actually stuck it out for a full day with them, and then they gave me a independent, single one-person room 112, and but the last attack that I witnessed and helped, a 95-year-old man. Jesse was attacking and just beating the crap out of a 90-year-old man there. He's got to be the only 90. Well, it's actually, he said he's 95. And actually, like I said, the guy who's got contracting and reconstruction contract there or something, Rob, You were there. I saw you. You came in between them, to just kind of use your body to block Jesse. And you knew I was going to come and block Jesse because I can't stand violent people. Violence, thieves, liars, meth heads, and Jesse looks like a toothless, honestly, this is my perception. Jesse Ramos looks like a toothless meth head drunk, about 45 years old, might be 50. I got threatened by his sister, and she was outside. He deliberately just jacks with people all the time. They go, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Yes, he does. Because of the timing and everything else, his movements, his kinetics, his eye movement, he knows what he's doing. He does this, real loud where you can hear him in the whole facility. The other guys knew. He ran over, deliberately ran into my foot. And I kind of reflexively, that's the foot that had a failed graft that I managed to salvage. And I just reflexively picked up my foot because and stomped on his arch of his right foot. You might want to check him. I don't know his name, like I just described him. But, had to give him a little message that you don't enter into my space without. Now, with Jesse Ramos, I got respect from the staff because when he struck me, I didn't strike him back. That was their whole argument on even leaving me in it because the family came and prayed over him, Jesus, sweet Jesus, and, and you could tell this is that's exactly, she told, and it was relayed to me by one of the staff. And I actually spoke to the director of nursing, who seems to be very sensitive about being called any names by people who are maybe ruled non-compos mentis. I was independent. I was I am the highest functioning person they've had in there probably ever. And I just warn you. And some of it, I think the other guy may have been the guy who flooded the shower room that's shared by both the 100 and the I think it's a 100 and they keep 100 and a 400 wing, because that had to be deliberate or negligence on the part of the attendants or something. They've been known to leave me in there because they know I'm not going to monkey around in the shower room. But somebody had to place a towel like over the drain or something and just turn on every faucet in there because it flooded. It was, coming under the door and stuff. That takes out a lot of, somebody was not paying attention. So, it's not a safe place for your loved ones. It really is not. But I hardly know any of these places that are. Don't know of any. Anyway, let me give you an example before I go here, because I've got to hold this to about 10 minutes. The first time I went to physical therapy at West Oaks, because they weren't really a blonde woman about, maybe 30, 35, somewhere in that range. Kind of, first she was right, I went right up to her, and then she zipped away in a chair, and she grabbed a big, as I recall, it was light green, big rubber ball, and just very instantly flung it right at my face. And I wear glasses. You don't do that. That's technically that's illegal. That's an assault. That's and of course, I still had good reflexes on that, I batted the ball right back to her face with my right hand, and then she goes like, "No," showing just both hands. No, but and then she came over to me and asked me to show my range of movement on my arm, and I showed her. And then she instantly put me in what is all cops are trained to use as compliance hold. She grabbed my wrist with her left hand, twisted it inward, and put her hand under my elbow and lifted it. People will comply to that, trust me. And without batting an eyelash, I looked her right in the eyes and said, "You enjoy inflicting pain on others, don't you?" Because she was hurting the hell out of me, and they hadn't given me any pain relief before therapy. And that's standard. I mean, Encompass Health, they let you know right off the bat that there will be no physical therapy without pain relief first. And after and that's actually what they use at West Oaks is the people that they get to churn the accounts and get to really participate in therapy. They reward them with drugs, especially pain relievers, oxycodone, morphine for the people that are outright dying. And but I just wanted to post this to counteract all those 5-star ratings and the quotes. I saw quotes that are going like, everybody seems to be so happy being here. They're not happy to be there. They're happy to see anybody other than that mostly vicious staff, housekeeping, cooks. I'm going to tell you what, though, I had many meals that didn't cost, the ingredients didn't cost 50 cents. I'm going to go to 11 or 12 minutes. And just, place is unbelievable. Just my warning to exercise extreme caution. Unless you put your loved one in an independent, in a one-person room, and really encourage them to just stay in there, have their meals in the room like I do. I don't eat it. I don't like crowds. I tell you. Oh, I do want to make one more statement before I go here. This just show how, everybody in there knew or supposed to know about my arm and shoulder. And everybody, as I've already told you, almost every member of that staff would, like when I'd be funny, comedic and stuff, punch me 1 or 2 fingers. It hurts just as much as a slap. And every one of them, including the, super, social workers, stuff like that, every one of them, well, actually, you too, Rob, poked me in the shoulder. I remember one time you did, because I'm a funny guy. That's why you gave me your phone number. I'm intelligent. I'm funny. Yes, but that you can, because occasionally I know, and actually Dr. Ong at Encompass said I was using my sling correctly. I don't wear it all day long. I wear it when my arm is fatigued and I know it needs some support. It needs to be kept in a certain position. So, I hope y'all will all forgive me. It took me to about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to fall asleep. First, I got just caught up watching Dark Passage, the classic with Bogart and Bacall, where he says some dumb lines and is leaving his fingerprints all over murder scenes and stuff. But otherwise, a great movie that kind of stimulated me. And I'm having high anxiety, this stuff, because West Oaks operates just like a jail. When I left, they didn't give me my prescribed medicine, which had already been, because they can't make no money dispensing it. So that's where they make money. Every time they churn the account, every time they drop a pill. Before I go here, that I could tell right from the start when I'm going to have to go 15 minutes again. The youngest, the newest physical therapist there, a young guy named, I think, Greg, who tried to encourage me to hop on one foot to the toilet, and I went straight to Ben, the head administrator, told him how ridiculous that was and stuff. And I told him that one of my key things was rehab. My 2 key things, they asked me and that was helping me kind of coach me or something like that to switch handedness and wipe my own behind. I've been having to use kind of a pad, because I can't do it as skillfully as but I'm getting close. I forgot what the other thing I was going to say about him. It's, he said, well, show me how. And the guy, he does, I'm in a wheelchair at that particular moment, and it has to be in a seated position. And there's a steel, plate there and stuff where I can't, really just, they don't think before they speak there. I don't think they really think at all. The only guy who seems to be doing anything thinking there is Rob, the guy who fixes everything in the place, And I'm getting a blinking light like I'm not recording now. Anyway, that's it. West Oaks is a dangerous place. I'm safer out here on the streets. Really, honestly. I got a knife out here. You ain't got no legal, you ain't got no gang of because that's what they are. Is they're a gang. They're all go along with, and they're covering up the fact that they got two violent people in there that really should be in psychiatric lockdown. That's it. They should be in a locked room. Should have no access to, especially not weak people. Jesse was beating the hell out of that 95-year-old guy, hitting him on the. It's later. Don't want to even think about it anymore.